Make it.
What's a normal length intro?
Well, you started when we all started at the same time.
3, 2, 1.
Go.
Go. Blast off. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's. More 10, 9.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not really a 3, 2, 1 thing, is it? Eventually. 10, 9, 8. 3, 2, 1.
You eventually get there, but no one's ever started at 3 for Happy New Year.
Okay. You don't know that.
Someone out there probably has.
If they're late, they're like, oh my God, they're doing the 10, 9, 8 countdown. And you arrive in the room and just in time for 3, 2, 1.
I'm sure that scenario has happened somewhere on Earth at some point in time.
Yeah. So it works in this example. Yeah. Any other 3, 2, 1 examples?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. That's rock, paper, scissors, though.
But you could just say 3, 2, 1.
Do you have any other variations of rock, paper, scissors? Like some people do the bomb. I'm trying to think if there's anything
There's something
else.
different in Squid Game.
Yeah.
I forget what they did.
That whole game section is different.
No, but they did rock, paper, scissors, something.
Something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's a cultural thing, if there's variations of rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know. Want to play right now?
Do you do dun, 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 and then go?
Yeah.
Or dun, dun, dun?
1, 2, 3, go.
Go. Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. I win.
1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. We're tied.
Okay.
Let's leave it there, just
Okay.
for goodwill.
See, you did the 1, 2, 3. I guess not a 3, 2, 1, but we naturally reverted to 1, 2, 3 instead of. Some people say rock, paper, scissors. I never did that.
Oh yeah, no, it's always counting.
Yeah.
Anyways, very important conversation off the top here.
Yes.
Welcome to Make It with Mike and Kristen.
Where creative people talk about what they make and what making it means to them.
Pleasant.
Yep.
What else has been up besides playing games and counting to 3?
Played a show last night, free outdoor gig in Dartmouth at Sullivan's Pond. It was great. All ages thing, kids everywhere, families, people brought the lawn chairs. There was fireworks after. We went and got a cheeseburger at Battery Park. And we were trying to think afterwards where the best cheeseburgers, or just burgers in general, are in Nova Scotia and Halifax area in particular.
This is, just before we go on, this is one of your favorite conversations to have, is ranking, specifically cheeseburgers, but ranking, like, where's your favorite beach? Where's your favorite? Yeah, I like it. It is fun. I just, this is part of the joy that you get out of eating out, but in particular.
Ace Burger at Battery Park in Dartmouth is definitely up there for me. Very top
contender. What other ones came up for local?
Westcliff.
The
basic Westcliff bacon cheeseburger.
Yes.
Just straight up like home cooking.
They also have your picture on the wall from 2013. Is it 20? Yeah. Yeah,
when we were on the cover of the Coast.
Yeah, like they're super fans of you and us of them in return, of course.
Shout out to Bev and Tyler at Westcliff.
Yeah. Lots of good burgers around, though.
We mentioned 2 Doors Down.
Yeah.
I had one a few years ago, and I can't even remember what it tasted like, but I remember it being really good.
Well, there's the 1, 2, 3 of cheeseburgers.
I don't know if I put this in the top, but the Daryl's peanut butter burgers, it's unique and quite delicious.
I'd like to hear from our listeners if they have what's a burger that we have to try? And we are pretty classic cheeseburger lovers.
Oh, yeah.
But willing to deviate for the right thing. Can't go wrong.
In Inverness, my hometown, the Annex makes a great burger.
Yeah, and the Beach Cafe used to be
Well, yeah,
your
when
favorite
I
burger.
worked there
Yeah,
and made the
when
burgers.
you made them.
Yeah.
We've made some pretty deadly burgers here in Magic
Oh
Land.
yeah. The best ones we probably ever had are just in our house.
And just made a pretty impressive coconut cream pie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, my first coconut cream pie took me 6 hours to make, start to finish.
We've got at least a slice and a half left each.
Mm-hmm. We tend to cut a slice and then leave the rest in the
and pick away.
And then pick away.
Yeah, you eat your slice, then you additional.
So you end up eating 4 slices probably, but the pie is almost gone.
And this particular pie. Sorry, Hughie, our guest, we didn't talk about yet, but this is just what's happening. But the pie that you made has led into what we discovered, a pie competition, a pie baking competition in Mahone Bay on October 4th that you were going to enter.
I don't want to advertise too much because the competition will rise. But yes, how did you even find this? You discovered a pie making competition that's happening this fall that I'm going to enter it.
Yeah.
Not out of expecting, of course, to win. I've made maybe 3 or 4 pies in my life, but
they're all good.
I really enjoyed the process of making this pie from scratch, and I like that it takes time and attention. And so I'm going to enter, I think, in 2 different categories.
And you have to make 2 pies for each category.
Yeah. So we'll have 4 altogether, plus a couple of practice runs.
Yeah. So we have until October 4th, the big day.
A lot of
we have to
pie
make
in
them
our
by
future.
October 3rd, I guess. You have to have them in the morning.
But I like this idea of creating like something really specific. I think this is something we've discovered in both of our professional lives, is that we kind of dabble in everything. So we're writers and podcasters and painters and music, and we love all of those things. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I have enjoyed about pie making is that I'm only going to get good at making pie. I shouldn't even predict I'll get good at it, but I will enjoy making pie.
You're good at it already.
Thank you. And then we get to eat it after. So bonus art making. You get to eat it at the end.
And then they are pieces of art. Like a good baker is an artist, 100%.
There you go. You never know where life will lead. And I think that in a roundabout way is kind of this week's guest story too. Hughie Batherson has kind of allowed things to guide him from one chapter to the next. And what I've thought about since the interview is that he's a guy that takes action. So he talks about learning a second language, French, later in his life. It wasn't as though he took French immersion and this became just a natural transition for him. He knew it would be important to exercise that part of his brain and maybe present new challenges to himself and his career. And he went and just learned French, like as a grown up, which is much harder to do, and integrated that into his teaching career. And this led to stand-up comedy because he felt
keynote speaking there off the bat, I guess, once he really got going, and then implementing humor into those speeches and his teaching career. And then he realized that humor was something he liked to do, and that put him on the path of being stand-up, which is fascinating and amazing.
He found his students were responding well to humor, and they were actually retaining that information better. And there's research around this that he talks about. And he entered a comedy festival just for laughs, Juste pour rire, in Moncton, I believe, and won. Spoiler alert. But this is like, who does that as an artist? That would be like me going into a battle of the bands, first time ever performing and winning, and now I'm a musician. Like, in what world? So it's just a unique, fun story.
And he stopped by the open mic last Wednesday to try out some new material, which was cool.
So audience loved him, of course.
Full house, and he did a bunch of new stuff, and it went over great. And that's how we got to meet him too. So.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of festivals and shows coming up, and he's just kind of designed his life in a new way, and just have a lot of respect for somebody that's willing to take these action steps, I guess.
And how kind was he? His nephew, Drake Batherson, plays for the Ottawa Senators.
Mm-hmm.
And his niece also plays in the Professional Women's Hockey League. And they just won the Walter Cup, the equivalent of the Stanley Cup. So that's amazing. May Batherson.
Incredible.
But
hockey family.
he brought us, I'll show it here. He brought us a signed jersey by Drake, though. So we got that hanging up on the wall here right now, which is a super cool addition to our space.
We never, of course, this goes without saying, we never expect gifts or anything. We're just grateful for people to come and offer their gift of time, really, and connection.
Yeah.
But this was something we were both a little like, whoa, this is so neat.
We're big hockey fans. And he asked, like, who's your team? And I'm like, actually, I don't have a team. I'm a players guy. And I like the Nova Scotia guys.
Of course, which there's so many of them.
Drake, and well, now Marchand Brad Marchand has had a kind of a second coming where for a long time he was fairly disliked. But I don't know.
A second coming in your heart, huh?
I think a lot of people's hearts. Like he was a disliked player. I think I can say that and it'd be accepted. But when people get to see him in interviews and off the ice, he just seems like he's pretty down to earth anyway. And then he went to Florida and won the cup this year and just had his big cup party here in Nova Scotia.
There's oddly a little bit of a parallel in that example and Hughie, because Hughie talks about in his day-to-day, he's not necessarily someone who considers himself funny or performative. Yet when he's on stage, he ties in physical comedy and, he's larger than life. And Marchand kind of, when he gives this explanation, is like, this is my role when I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
But this isn't how I
lick people's faces
faces on the ice, but not at the grocery store. So you're like, okay, I get that.
Tying it all together.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know where I can next go with face licking, but we'll leave it there maybe.
Yeah, we'll move on to listen to Hughie talk. Great chat, great guy. Yeah, he's really, really nice guy, and he's from Cape Breton too, which nice to have a fellow Cape Bretoner in the space here.
And married a Valley girl.
Yeah.
Something about that, huh?
Yeah. He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. Yeah. Well, we know everyone's going to enjoy this chat too, so thanks for being here with us every week. And without further ado, Hughie Batherson.
Woo. Make it.
Hello, friends. Today's episode is brought to you by our very own Togetherland Art Gallery, located at 7628 St. Margaret's Bay Road in Ingrimport, Nova Scotia. That's halfway between Tantallon and Hubbard's if you've never been.
Togetherland is the perfect place to make and buy art, watch a show, or find your community of other like-minded beauties.
Open Tuesday through Sunday, this community hub is a gathering place for collaboration and experimentation. It's right on the ocean, too, so you can take in that fresh, salty sunshine.
Every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m., we host Open Mic with Mike. Music, poetry, comedy, kazoo solos, it's all welcome. We've got instruments and warm hugs. You bring the rest.
And on Studio Sundays, we make art together. Bring your projects or grab an art kit at the gallery to start exploring some creative ideas with your pals.
Bring snacks too if you'd like. We respect snacks.
We've got concerts, workshops, and wellness offerings that'll have you stretching your body and your imagination.
Plus, Togetherland offers free parking, BYOB, and has family-friendly vibes for all events. It's the kind of community you always wished existed.
See you for Season 3 at Togetherland. Find event listings at KristenHarringtonArt.com.
Make it.
This is where all the magic happens.
We've talked about one day
yeah.
when we either make it big or when we make it or win the lottery that we could turn this house that we're in into a bit of an artist retreat and have a studio. And my painting studio is at the opposite end of the house.
I'll have to check that out.
It's kind of like a little creative hub.
That's cool.
But
yeah, I'd love to make this house a full studio.
Yeah, knock out this wall maybe. I don't know.
You put a big glass window here, and this can be the control center, and that's like the tracking room.
Yeah, that would be pro. Do you require any kind of special space for your work, or just a place that you're alone?
I hop on my mountain bike and I go to the beach and back and that's where I can be creative. So yeah. I mean, the kids are at home all the time and there's always stuff to do. When they go to bed late at night, sometimes I'll jot stuff down, and early in the morning, my wife and I are up before them. So I started writing out, because I do keynote speeches too, writing out ideas and stories, and I do that in the morning. So potentially there could be a book there, I'm not sure, on the importance of humor in our lives. So that's my goal.
There is a book there.
There's a book there. Yeah, I think there are other books. I've checked that out, but
hey, it would be your book.
Yeah,
uniquely you. Like we're all There's lots of books.
You folks have a book, right?
We do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
We're gonna maybe give you a copy if you're nice enough
to
do us in this interview.
Okay.
It's also humorous or meant to be.
Mike looks like a good hugger too. He's tall, and
he's
most
a
tall
big
people.
Man. Yeah.
Get one in if I have to.
An awkward Inverness hug.
So is your morning writing, is it kind of a routine? Do you feel like that's something no different than having your cup of coffee that you need to kind of have part of your day?
It's not every day. It's 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I find it tough in the summer to get motivated because the kids are around, they're not at school. And so I just went for it 10 months ago, the 1st of October, full time doing what I'm doing. So I'm pretty new to writing all my ideas out. I have time now. So all the funny stories that I think about, I mean, I'm pretty old, so I have a lot of stories. So, so
So what, before you went full time, what was your life like before then?
So I'm a teacher by trade. I worked second language French teacher at Université Saint-Anne. I also worked in the public schools. Yeah. Chester area middle school was my first job.
Okay. Not far from here?
Not far from here. Yeah. So I always like to entertain if there's no other entertainers around. If there's someone, making people laugh, I will not talk. And so oftentimes in the hockey dressing room, there's always the funny guys, right? So I would stay silent. But when I taught, I wanted to liven up the classroom. I taught kids and adults. Yeah. And I find in second languages, you become a kid again because you don't have the thoughts. You can't express your thoughts. And so if you get rid of the stress with some jokes or singing or whatever, or being entertaining, they would learn better and they would want to come to your class. And so I started doing that as an elementary school teacher and also at St. Anne's University. So
the humor came from teaching.
I should say, mostly. I was a shy kid, so my friends from home found it funny to see me being a comedian. Yeah, it came out when I was in a second language, I remember.
So you did it in French first?
Oh, buddy, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had all these stories in French, and then I threw them together, and
It feels so surprising to hear that, because you'd think in a second language it would be harder to be funny.
Yes, it can be, unless the way you speak is funny. Because when I speak French, if I exaggerate, it's more funny than. I didn't know I was going to be it was never on my bucket list to become a professional comedian. Not at all. I follow music more than comedy. I didn't know who Bill Burr was until I started comedy and stuff like that. But I would do these presentations all across. Eventually I'd be invited across Canada to do these motivational speeches with humor to kids. So I've been all over Canada, and then oftentimes in the evaluation, they would write, Hughie should become a comedian, or he should do comedy or something like that. So it weighed on my mind. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my wife when I entered this contest 7 years ago. Yeah. It was the Hubcap Comedy Fest. They have this amateur.
Where's that at?
It's in Moncton.
Moncton, yeah.
It starts off a comedy fest of some of the best in Canada that come down. And so it took me 5 years to find the guts to send a video in. I would always make a video and then not send it because what am I doing, right? So finally I did, and it was picked in the top 10. I had to go up there and perform in the competition. So I was on the road with my job, and it was snowing out. It was like at the end of January, and my wife said, maybe you should come home, right? Because calling for some snow. And I said, well, Yeah, I could come home, but I'm kind of in this comedy competition.
That alone is hilarious.
I didn't tell you because I don't think I'm going to do it. I didn't think I was going to go, right?
Yeah.
So it happened at the time. It was on the campus at University of Moncton where I studied as well. And I remember I drove up, and the rink is on campus where I used to play. I played there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to turn left to go to they were playing against UNB in a big game at the end of January, the end of the year. And I was talking to my wife on the phone, or I could turn right and go up into the pub where this competition is. And she encouraged, she said, you got to go. You got to go. So I said, if I go in there and I know one person, I'm bolting, right? So I went in and I looked around. Like, it was in French. It was all, so I didn't know anybody. There was maybe 140 people there.
Yeah.
Then they called my name. They screwed up my name. They're like, would Hughie Batherson? Like I knew it was me. So I went back to the back room, and all the other comics knew each other. Like, they're all younger, and they were doing, open mics, and they're on the scene. And I felt like, oh, geez. And I didn't know anybody, and I was English, and I was older. But I ended up winning. It was my first time ever doing it in front of people. And it was kind of a goofy set. And the Just for Laughs manager was there, one of the judges. And then he said, so you won the chance to perform tomorrow night at the Capitol Theater downtown Moncton with all the pros.
You're like, what kind of prize is this?
I was so scared.
An anxiety attack.
I was so scared. I didn't sleep the whole night.
Yeah.
My wife was sleeping, so I couldn't tell her, And so the next morning, like, my boss didn't know. No, none, my family didn't know. And then I woke up the next morning, and I didn't wake up. I was up all night in the mirror practicing. Okay, I have to remember everything I said tonight, which I didn't. It was I threw it together last minute. And my wife drove up, and it was I wasn't planning on becoming a comedian at all. So I did my set that night in the theater, and then after I didn't know what to do after.
How did it go, though?
It went all right. I blacked out because there was people up. There was the first time in front of lights. I couldn't see the crowd.
Totally.
There was 800 people there.
Yeah.
And then I remember realizing what I was doing in the middle, and there was a 3-second span where I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And you could tell too. I have the video, but I finished strong, and then I left. I went to the back. There was beer in the back room and stuff. I just went right out the back door in the back alley in Moncton, walked all the way around, and then came in the front door because I wanted to sit with my wife to watch the show. It would have been one of my first comedy shows.
Yeah.
And Mike Ward, who's he has one of the biggest podcasts in Canada. It's called Sous Écoute.
Okay.
He sold out the Bell Center in minutes with his podcast. That's how big he is. So it's like two solitudes. You don't know what's going on in Quebec, but he was the headliner. So I went back out and I sat in the theater with my wife and watched the show, and then I was getting texts my phone was off from backstage. You have to come back because we're going on at the end for the bow, all the comedians together. So I missed that. Yeah. And then I thought I was in trouble, right? So we bolted. We went back to the hotel. And we had a beer in the bar, and then they all came. All the comedians were staying at the same hotel, and the manager from Just for Laughs, who was running the thing, was there. And then I thought, I'm going to get in trouble here. And then he's kind of said, "Where were you?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, sorry, I didn't know what to do. And then Mike Ward came and sat with me and my wife and said that I had good stage presence, and I should do this, pursue it. I never thought I'd pursue it, but so here I am. Yeah.
What an unreal story.
It was crazy. It was crazy. No one knew. My boss didn't know. My wife didn't know. Yeah, it was.
You call your wife and you're like, I am funny.
Of course. Wives don't. No partners find comedians funny. You can ask any. Yeah, they're just bored of it. Yeah.
So before all this, you're doing these keynote speeches. What was the premise of those talks?
It was maybe the importance of bilingualism, or sometimes it was social wellness. Yeah. But I would do it in a goofy way and talk about. I storytell, right? So I'm not a punchline joke teller where every it's more of a story with with a lot
You
of
don't have to
physical
wear
comedy.
those if you don't want to wear those. If
They
there's-
can-
Is it
yeah.
fall?
Yeah.
I feel like they're falling. Oh,
There you
that's
go.
good.
There you go.
Yeah, you can tighten them
Oh,
too.
is there a video on this too? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise!
You can
Oh,
tighten
man.
them. You just got to
No, I
push.
just want you to be
I think
comfortable
push
so you're
down,
not
right?
You feel good
distracted.
now?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. And okay, so the importance of bilingualism, but you didn't grow up bilingual.
Well, that's I didn't zero. So I learned French at the age of 19. I started
okay.
at the absolute bottom level.
What inspired you to do that?
So yeah, originally my brother-in-law, who married my older sister, he got in the RCMP pretty young, and he was an Acadian from Cape Breton, great guy, Jerry. And then so I thought, oh, maybe I'll become a cop, and I'll go learn French, and then, but then after a year of learning French, I was a lifeguard too, so they hired these. They had these summer camps for kids all over the province, and they needed lifeguards. Even though I couldn't speak that French that well, they hired me as a lifeguard. So then, as part of the team, you'd have to entertain the kids. So I had never done that before. I wasn't in drama or band or anything. I was just hockey. I didn't know I could be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But you start being goofy around the kids, and then it was fun, and they'd laugh. And then I decided to become a teacher after working those summer camps with broken French.
Seems like your whole life, one thing
Is a fluke.
you're going in one direction,
Oh.
and then something drags you in another direction and puts you on the
100%.
path you're supposed to be on.
100%. And it could happen later on today too. Something
You never
might
know.
happen.
Would you say that you were someone that was attuned to those signs, I'll call them? Like, were you recognizing, okay, I'm kind of being pushed this way and open to where that led?
I love funny people and storytelling. And as a kid, I would go to the Cape Breton Summertime Review, and I just loved it. I wouldn't miss it. Every year I would go.
Mm-hmm.
Bette McDonald and Maynard.
I ran into Bet. I had a show last week in Iona and ran into her the next morning at a little bakery, I guess.
Which bakery?
It's brand new. It's called the Sacred Turtle.
Oh.
Just outside of Iona.
Oh, is it?
A family from BC moved there and just opened it,
Cool.
I guess. So. But yeah,
she's a hoot.
She's the best, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I would consider my comedy not like a normal stand-up, because I think because of that influence, I sing sometimes, or I'll go into a character, or I'll physical. So I wouldn't even call it traditional stand-up comedy, what I do.
You're like an act? Would you be like a one-man act?
As you can see, I'm not funny, right? In real life, I can be.
That was funny.
If I was teaching you something, or I would go into this persona, and it's a natural thing what I do, to be goofy if no one else is goofy. That's what I do. So it is kind of natural, but I'm kind of boring, and I had a boring job.
You have your character. Is it Skeeter or
I started that during maybe
I think
20 years.
Skeeter and Bernie, the boot, should do a
Oh,
collaboration.
yes, Bernie. That's right. Bernie's a hoot. Bernie can play basketball, right?
You try.
So it was just I go into this. It's the typical North Sydney accent, but I would talk slower, and it's something I remember back in the day. I'd phone and you weren't there, so you'd leave a message on the message machine,
Answer
machine.
Love it.
So some of my buddies and my mom, they have those tapes from like 20 years ago. They found them funny. So one time during COVID, my tooth fell out one time too from hockey. It was a hockey injury, and then the fake tooth fell out. So I put a hat on and I did it for my kids, and my wife taped it, and it was kind of funny. And so I started doing it during COVID. Everybody's at home.
Yeah.
Just because I was getting into comedy, and then everything stopped. So I just did something funny, and it my first video got like 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Facebook views, right?
Yeah.
So then I did other ones, and it did build up. Strangers started coming to the shows once that came back, and you could do some shows. So so I would do some Skeeter. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I might bring him back. If I'm doing a long show, I'll throw in 15 minutes of him.
Yeah. Are you channeling any particular people when you're in the mode of Skeeter?
He's not allowed to say on this public podcast.
Mike Ryan's a tall glass of water, isn't he? Inverness, little mixture, Acadian and Irish, and a voice on him like a beautiful soul. Stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no one like you're not like thinking, oh, this guy I grew up with. This is exactly how he sounded. I know. You hear people say, "Oh, Bubbles is being this particular person."
Yes. That's a good question. I think it's a mixture of the North Sydney hockey dressing room. There's guys that work in the pit and guys that work out, and there's a different and there's the bankers and the teachers, but they all talk the same when they're in the dressing room, and it's kind of witty.
Yeah,
I'm not a witty person, but if I'm Skeeter, maybe it just sounds more funny.
Yeah.
We've actually heard from a number of more musicians, like the front person in a band who gets up on stage. Mike, you're kind of like this yourself, where kind of an animal on stage, like sweating, high energy, interacting with the crowd, like super engaged, super present, but off stage, not that personality all the time. And I think with comedians, it's almost more assumed that this is carried over into your day-to-day life, but it's not, as you're sharing with us.
Like zero.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes if you're working on a bit, you might try it at the grocery store or something.
Does it allow you to kind of come out of your shell? You talked about being a shy kid. Was this sort of a discovery you made? Like, wait a minute, if I'm this way, I can be more comfortable around people.
It was a discovery when I was learning French. I felt like I'd be a different person, maybe. I know that it's kind of in my family. Everybody's kind of low key, but my brother is super shy. But sometimes he has to do a speech, and he can nail it. So it's kind of cool to see that. Yeah.
What is the importance of bilingualism?
Well, I don't think it's for jobs. I don't think it's for. Bilingualism could be Spanish and English or Russian, I think it's good for your brain and it opens up your mind to the world. I was coming out of where I came out of. I remember in Memorial High School, there was 500 graduates and we were all the same, pretty much the same religion. Everybody was Caucasian. I didn't know one gay person, although they were just hiding. Right. So when I went to French and started learning, and I met people from all over the world, started traveling, it kind of opened up my mind. So I changed some of my ideas or philosophy on life. And it's exercise for the brain. So I could switch to French now and it's a different part of my brain, but it's kind of, and it enhanced my English, although I'm searching for my words now, but I find that I can understand better reading English now because some words I didn't know in English, but then you translate from French to English. As an adult, I went French. Yeah. Now I'm going back. My wife is English. She speaks French, but so there's a lot of English around.
Have you ever been inspired to try any other languages?
A little Gaelic.
Yeah.
Do you know any Gaelic words, Mike?
The ones you said last night at the show. Yeah. Came in the house.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Deleva.
I love how. Do you know the word gomic?
Is that kind of a fool?
Yes, it's a fool. So my mom would say that all the time. But it's so funny. That's not how you pronounce it. It would probably be gomich or something like that in Gaelic. But mom has like the Cape Breton accent where it's like, gamic. Like she says, instead of gomic, it's gamic. You're a bunch of gamics, right?
Gaelic just sounds like you're trying to clear your throat.
Yeah.
It is.
Phlegmy.
I noticed that when you... Did you? Someone pointed this out to me before that when I say the word B-U-T, right? There's a Gaelic ending to it. I'll say but instead of but. Like, I'll have a couple of beers, but I don't wanna. So it's kind of
it's like a lazy butt.
It's like you kind of
have a nap at the end of it.
And then they said that's the Gaelic butt, and then I noticed my dad does it, and it's just, when you're talking, so there's the T becomes a. There's probably other words like that too.
It's crazy the different accents that exist even within a small province like Nova Scotia, and even you go to say Cape Breton Island, someone from Inverness is going to sound different than someone from Glace Bay. Then totally you have different. The South Shore, which is completely different.
Yes.
We have it's just fascinating how in a small space, how we have our pockets of influence and the people around us.
I love it.
The geography that inspires us, and
we're losing those regional accents and sayings though because of
from the internet. Do you think
from the internet? From started with TV probably, but because we listen to CBC, and so the people from Newfoundland listen to CBC, and so they have that reference of maybe more of a standard English. So as the younger people grow up, they're more access to how other people speak and stuff. So I think that's a shame. I love the old way people down in the valley too.
Oh yeah, and you don't notice it until somebody points. We find when we travel, especially, people will be like, "You guys sound so Canadian," and you don't, of course, pick it up on your own.
You guys don't know. Yeah,
we were at an artist residency in Colombia, and this mixture of people from all over the world, and this French girl was there, and she's a painter, and she wanted to do a picture of us or a painting of us, so she took a picture. He's like, "You are so Canadian," and
like just the way we look or stand.
You look Canadian, you dress Canadian. Like, I guess so.
I don't really know what that means.
Friendly eyes and friendly faces.
Yeah.
But she did. She did a great little painting of us, but you see like someone from like growing up in Cape Breton, I would never show like a negative emotion. Like if someone served me supper and I didn't like it, I was like, "Oh, best meal I ever had," or whatever it may be. Like I'm just going to be throwing out positive things.
Yeah.
But this girl, she'd at times come across as like even rude. You might think, and but that's just her way. She's like, "Yeah, I don't feel like talking to you today because I just don't feel like talking to anyone," and just turn away and walk away. And some people might think, "Oh, she's a mean, horrible person." But like, that's just how she grew up.
That's right.
Like she's saying her feelings.
Her heart is as big as yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it speaks to your point of being exposed to other cultures and kind of having these takeaways. I found that artist retreat more than a lot of travel we've done because, there's traveling and then there's being in the absolute middle of nowhere, Colombia, with people from all over the world.
Wow.
So you very much are immersed in this multicultural environment. And that's a great example of if that person had the same interaction here in Nova Scotia, you absolutely would think that she was mean. Like we would say like, what a snotty.
Yeah, that's true.
But I loved that we were having
that.
These experiences because you come home and you're like, it's okay to just talk, like say how I feel.
Yeah.
And however that's received, that's not really up to me, is it? Like there's little takeaways or a siesta honest. Or it's super honest.
Yeah.
And it's great that we're all friendly here. And
True.
We're through and through Nova Scotian and proud of that. But it is good to expose yourself to other ways of life and understanding.
Yes. That's what
It
traveling
was
is.
funny. Funny or just maybe, I don't want to say sad, but I remember every single person we met from somewhere else could speak like 4 languages.
Yeah.
Like 19-year-old kids, especially the Europeans, and just how they grow up. You know, like I can say like 3 words in French and I can curse in Gaelic, but that's about it. And
that's all you need. Huh?
Language, like that was even French. Like we had French in our school, but it wasn't even moderately a priority. No one gave a shit about it. Right?
That's true.
But it's such a priority in Europe, and like you're supposed to know English and then another language from what your native tongue is, but it just wasn't a priority. Like I could throw a rubber boot a lot further than any of them, but because that was a priority for me, right?
Yeah.
But
it's just we all bring our own things
different
to the table,
priorities
different strengths. Exactly.
Like put me in a game of beach volleyball against them, and I'll crush them.
That's true. That's true.
But I can't speak German, French, and Portuguese.
Yeah. There is a cultural difference. We have a lot of students from Louisiana that come to St. Anne's, and I used to teach there. There's the cultural differences of, for example, in Louisiana, I'd have this barbecue, and the people from Louisiana, the first thing they wanted to see in my house was the basement, because there's nobody that has a basement in Louisiana, right? They're like, wow, look at this is cool. and other stuff too. But they would, at the end, finally they could hear me speak English. And one of the girls in my class, her name was Amy Blazier. She said she couldn't. I started speaking English, and she couldn't really understand. She's, "Oh my God, say that again!" Like, and she had, and then she said, "Oh my God, y'all talk like leprechauns." She's not, because there's other people from like PEI and that she couldn't believe that that we were actually. She thought we were just putting it on. Just the way we talked, right? Yeah. So, and we thought she had an accent. And there was the whole political thing of guns and gay marriage and stuff, that there's big debates.
Well, nice to know you're entertaining just by being you and sitting around talking. Just the way we sound is enough to be entertainment.
It's cool to listen to. I mean, there's a valley twang too, a little one, subtle. Yeah. In Berwick, there's one. They don't say, "I'm going to bed." They say, "I'm going to bed," or something like that. Bed. My dad, or something like that. Burke.
My abouts and house are pretty thick. I've noticed that through listening back to podcast interviews.
Yes,
because I listen back to improve. Right, you pick out your filler words or just how can I get better at this. I'm sure you do this with public speaking as well, and that's when you hear what other people point out. But it's okay. That's just how we talk.
That's cool.
Are there things about your accent or your voice that you want to change, or you have changed when you thought about it?
I don't think I can change my accent or my voice so much. I mean, I'm aware of the words that I say about, but I don't know that I can pronounce it. I would have to really be focused on my pronunciation, and in this setting, it's okay. You guys all know what we're saying.
For sure.
Yeah, our listeners can understand us. Yeah. I find when I listen back and I hear myself laugh, I'm like, man, I have a stupid laugh.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like my voice. I don't like what I look like on video is not what I think I look like. And I see my dad or whatever. I go by the mirror and you see your dad. Oh.
Yeah. Well, and you're like starting this chapter later in your life takes a lot of courage, actually. Like, did you grapple with that part of the job change?
That's a great question. I had to, in full honesty, I've been listening to your podcast for three years.
Yeah.
And I would listen to it like while doing the dishes. We don't have a dishwasher at home. A little old school.
Neither do we. Yeah.
Oh, that's wicked.
Clothesline all the way. I actually make laundry so that I can put it on the clothesline and have it smell nice.
I got something.
That's the value.
It might rain today, but my clothes is out on the line right now. It smells better.
It does.
It's fresh.
All for it.
That nice freshness.
Yeah. But yes, courage.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because I had about 70% buildup of a pension, and I have kids, so I have to work. Like, I still have 15 years to work or whatever.
How many years did you teach up to that point?
I have 26 years of service. Yeah. So yeah, I had another like 9 years to do. And then, but at the end of, like, I live on the South Shore, so I was traveling a lot, and my office was in Halifax, and had kind of a bureaucratic job at the end. I was doing alumni stuff, which I liked, but it was doing reports and stuff. And when I would get these contracts on the side to do a motivational speech in Newfoundland or in Ottawa or something. And then I started doing comedy in the evenings, and I really liked that. And I have an agency it's Hubcap Promotions that represent me. And they said, and it was building up. There were school boards that wanted me. I did a national keynote, and I just did comedy for the first 45 minutes in the morning. And then I got a whole bunch of asks to go to Yukon and to go to Manitoba. And I had to say no. But Hubcap, Robert Gallant, great guy. I'm not sure if you know Robert.
I don't think so.
He said, because I can do it in French and English, and if you want to, I could make sure you're pretty busy. So I had the discussion with my wife, and she left her job at the same time. She was working for the federal government to go back to making jewelry.
Oh, sweet.
So around the same time, we both dove in, and it worked out for me. I was very busy, busier than I ever thought I'd be. Most of my contracts were other province. But you do 3 days and then come back. I mean, I would do 3 presentations a day, 3 different schools. I lost 20 pounds just by
Jeez.
presenting, because I was doing like
You're pretty energetic when you're
45.
presenting too.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that last night. 45 minutes. I didn't have much room last night because there was people there, so I usually run out into the audience and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's good physically, and it's fun to make people laugh. And it's fun to, and I always try to be interactive, so they make me laugh, and then when you're laughing together, it's kind of like singing. When you're singing, the moment you're singing, you're not stressed out, or if you're singing, you're relaxed and you're in a good mood. Same thing with laughing. It's impossible to be stressed out when you're laughing because there's endorphins, and so I think it's good for you.
Do you feel stress before a performance?
Last night because it was kind of new stuff I did last night. I was very I was a little bit nervous last night.
Yeah.
Then when it was over, I was good all the time.
I said to a friend after, what you did last night, practicing new material, would be the thing that if I lost a dare, would be the task that I had to do as a consequence, because it would feel so scary. Like doing stand up alone to me feels really intimidating as an art form. But practicing the new stuff, because you really are up there being like, I know this is hit or miss. Yeah. And the misses must just be like, okay, moving on. And I feel like everything hit really well last night. But
I screwed up some words, and I remember there was some lulls. But overall it was, I was happy to try. It's a good place to try it out. You had a good crowd there last night.
Yeah. We're talking about the open mic at Togetherland to our listeners who aren't, who maybe.
You have everything there, folks.
Yeah.
They do. And the talent, whoa, especially with the fellow in front of me starting it out. It was great. It was great. And good vibes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So is that part of your process typically, that you would pursue a space to rehearse or practice?
That was the first time I ever did an open mic.
Wow.
So I practice on my kids.
Amazing.
I practice when I'm doing public speaking. I'll throw in jokes. So, I'm supposed to, I live too far. So you guys are close. And I have kids that play soccer, and I don't have really time to go into the city and do the open mics there.
How far are you from the gallery there? 40 minutes or something?
I timed it 55 minutes door to door. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably 40, 45 to Lunenburg, but we're past that. So,
yeah.
But I think they started having open mics at the Old Confidence Lodge, which is right next to where we live. Yeah. It's a theater, and I might go and try to do something there because it's right close. So.
Well, you're welcome at the gallery, obviously, anytime.
I'll try to bring new stuff every time and just bomb or...
No, everybody loves it. And I think in a setting like that, where a lot of the audience members are also first time or new performers, having maybe not doing comedy, but they're having that experience of, okay, they're kind of, you can see people kind of looking around and like, okay, maybe I'll get up. And even last night you called on someone like, I'm not sure. And there's a little bit of encouragement from the audience. And that actually happens often. And I think it's in part because there aren't a lot of places that is that level. It's not a ticketed show. It's not like the expectations are just kind of like, you're good. Like we love you no matter what. Yeah. And everybody's feeling a little bit of that anxiety themselves because they're new too. And so it has somehow become a place for those very practice moments.
It's a safe space because of the hosts. So yeah, I felt very at ease in there. You wouldn't get that at every open mic. It's usually in a bar. And
so much background chatter in most places, and there's people having a conversation over a drink, and there it's just 100% attentive crowd. So
you would go so last night you tested material, and then feedback from the audience will inform what you might include in a set in a bigger environment.
Yes, I screwed up my intro last night. I remember on the way home I go over it, and so are
you making notes and paper
it's all
afterwards?
So I would repeat it out loud. I think the opening joke was something that my mother-in-law didn't think my name was Hughie because it was a boy's name or something like that. So I had to because I might use that when I go to Cape Breton. I'm doing the Cape Breton Comedy Fest at the end of August, and I might try some of that material there. I'll sandwich them in between stuff that usually works.
What is the importance of humor to you?
Oh, I think it's like eating well and sleeping. Some people, adults in average, only laugh 8 times a day, and children under 5 laugh 300 times a day.
Is that right?
So I did my master's in that subject, and that's what I discovered. Okay, I'm not laughing enough. So, my friends aren't maybe laughing. So I would pick beer league hockey teams in function of not of the caliber, but how funny the dressing room was. Really, and then I remember, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I remember I left one team and I joined another team the next year because I would end up going to the other dressing room afterwards because everybody would leave our dressing room and the fun stories were in the other one. So I joined their team because of that. So, and I try to share that with my kids, and both kids are funny, and give them a chance to tell their stories. And and what we said earlier, and actually it was you who said it, Kristen, finding a stranger in the morning if you're out in public to engage with and to just smile with or talk about whatever. Nice day today or whatever, that gives people energy. And because humans need the human connection, and with the social media, it's easy to spend your whole night in the hole of YouTube or whatever and not engage with people. So I like to laugh with people or laugh at their funniness, or I really make an effort of doing that. I started doing it in my classrooms too. I did research too, kind of action research, where I was promoting a summer Explorer program, second language program, in the high schools in Halifax. So I went to a big high school. At the time, it was St. Pat's, which is no longer there. But they had a big French immersion program. So they had 2 grade 11 classes taught by the same teacher. So in one class, I would present the program with jokes and storytelling, right? And then the second one, same classroom, same teacher, different group. I just gave the dates, the amounts, no storytelling, no funniness. And at the end, the students had to, if they wanted more information, they had to sign a card with their email or whatever. And in the first class, 28 out of 28 wanted more information. And the second one, 7 out of 28. It was the same information, but the poor kids that, didn't.
Did they know that you were kind of conducting this experiment?
I could present how I want it. And I decided for my own benefit that, and it proves that if you add entertainment, people will listen to you more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I saw Mike last night. He does become a different beast. It's all about relating to people and entertaining people. So he's low key and he's friendly, but then he closes his eyes and sings, and then his legs are going up and down. I wanted to videotape you last, but I forgot my phone last night.
Right.
But it was so good. You don't even know you're doing it, right? So
yeah, you just.
And I like how so it's an open mic, so anybody can get up, but you will just grab an instrument on the side and add to it the bluesy guitar riffs and stuff.
Yeah, people like that support.
Oh, it sounds so good.
So, yeah, it's a few weeks back, I just felt like playing lead guitar on some songs, and I said, I'm just gonna sit here and play lead guitar with everybody.
What a good
idea.
I
don't know what the songs are, but I've been playing long enough, I can figure it out pretty quick. And
so cool to watch.
Just it becomes more of a communal thing at that point, and everybody feels involved. And that's the last song of the night. We always play Helpless by Neil Young and pass out the percussion to everybody in the audience to make them feel a part of it, because we are a part of it. It's just, this is the community and this is the communal aspect, and you feel like you're in the band, like you're singing along and you're playing something, no matter if you have the worst timing in the world or the worst voice.
It's in an old church, but it really felt like a religious experience.
Yeah.
For people who are religious, I guess. But when you were a kid, you started guitar young?
Yeah, I was 12 or 13 probably. Yeah.
Is it in your family, your dad or your mom?
No music in my immediate family. My grandmother sang, apparently. I'd never heard her sing, but I think her and her brother sang a bit and were good entertainers, but not that I was around like picking up influence from them. I just heard that they did, kind of thing.
Did you go to Dalbray or Inverness?
Inverness.
Yeah. Was there like band nights, or were you in a group? Or
yeah, I was in bands by the time I was 14. So my first band, I think I was 14. We played a show.
Were you the singer?
No, didn't sing at all.
Did you know that you could sing?
I didn't think I could sing, and I didn't want to sing. So that takes a lot of courage. Singing's all about courage, I know now.
But and talent, like
but I think honestly, anyone, if you practice, you can become a pretty decent singer. I feel like there's techniques, just practicing scales, and just like whatever. If someone can't skate and you're a good coach, you can show them this is how you get out on the ice. These are the ways you do it, and by the end of a year, like, oh, you can skate half decent. Like, you're not going to be in the NHL, but you can. But the same with, maybe you're not going to be a professional singer, but you could show up at an open mic and like, oh, that was okay, it was pretty good. Yeah. But I feel like, I guess when I look back, like if I could sing along in my bedroom to some songs, just not seeing myself as a singer, but just because I like the song and I could kind of hit the notes. Yeah, like I could always do that, I guess. But then when I actually started to become a singer, which was later for me, like in my mid-20s or so, I had already been playing music for a long part of my life, so understanding music and harmony and all the nuances of what goes into a song, I was able to transfer that knowledge into learning how to sing. So
you are a beast when you're on.
Thank you.
And you don't even know it. It's very impressive. You nail Neil Young with a beautiful voice. Like, his voice is, I love Neil Young. I have a lot of his albums, but your voice makes it even better. You're like Matt Anderson.
Yeah,
make everything better.
Yeah, he's a beast and a half.
Oh man,
we'll get him here one day too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with Matt.
Yeah,
and you people are quick to laugh too, and in the crowd laughs. Some people appreciate humor, and they show it by laughing or reacting the shoulders. Some people do not appreciate humor, and a lot of people that can create humor don't appreciate humor. And a lot of people that appreciate humor can't create humor. So there's a spectrum there. One of my buddies, he's hilarious. He's the funniest guy I know. He could do a sitcom on his life, and I watch him when other people are funny, and he just doesn't find anything funny. And he probably doesn't even find himself funny. He just is funny. So he's very high on the creative side, low on the appreciation side. And
I wonder if that's true for all art, like just creativity in general.
Yeah. I mean, I love the guitar. I'm a campground kind of guitar player, but so I appreciate guitar more than I can create or be good at guitar.
Yeah.
It's I guess it's fascinating that every person is uniquely themselves, and we can appreciate things or do certain things, and there's different levels, and we can just
find different things funny. Like, we all find no different than other art forms as well. You might like country music and not hip hop music or whatever. So I think there's a taste or palette there.
Most
as well.
of my favorite, obviously, like a really good comedian's awesome, but the people I find the funniest are not trying to be funny.
Absolutely.
Always.
Like, there.
I'm sure a lot of inspiration for material is drawn from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For sure.
Just the everyday things. I find that is often, especially in Nova Scotia, what we tend to connect with is almost making fun of ourselves.
For sure.
We love laughing at ourselves, which is great, really.
Yeah.
It gives a lightheartedness to the day-to-day.
Yes.
I feel lucky. I grew up in a house that we laughed all the time. And I wouldn't say that my parents were necessarily funny people, but there was a lot of laughter in the house, so much so that we kind of had a reputation like the Harringtons, like the Harrington wheeze. Because like, we'd laugh so hard that like there's no sound anymore. It's just kind of a wheeze, and we all do it.
Do it now.
And I'm sure it'll come out. It has before. Anytime we try to do something serious, that's usually when the wheeze comes out. Because
Isn't
it's
that
like,
fun,
oh,
though?
shoot. But I really appreciate that, of having that kind of upbringing. And I think it has let me kind of not always find something funny, but find the lightness in a difficult situation, and like, okay, well, let's just kind of laugh this off, and because that's how it always was, and that was just a way of life more than being entertained by something.
I think it's a mechanism too to release stress.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice how if you go to a funeral and someone you love and you're crying, but then the least funny thing ever would happen and you turn to laughter right away, and it goes back from crying to laughing, because the same part of the brain, it's the emotion, it's the limbic part of the brain where the emotions are released, or the what's the word, the endorphins are released in that part, and it could be from laughter, it could be from rage too. And for me, and every bad thing where I was traumatized, I kind of forgot. And every fun thing where I laughed hard, I still remember. So I think it's kind of, for me, it's kind of a,
because you hear people say like, "Oh, I don't know if I was laughing or crying," and that's
yeah.
I remember I've never told anyone this story because I was actually ashamed of it, but I'm going to tell it now because I think it fits. When my mom was sick and dying, like she was suffering and only had a matter of time left, and my brother didn't live close, but he was home for this time. And he and I were out running errands and, doing whatever you're doing in those moments together. Obviously, we were all horrified and upset and sad. And he and I pulled over in our hometown, and we were like going to go into the bank or something. And we said something like, okay, well, if mom isn't here on Sunday, then maybe we'll do this. But if she's not here on Monday, and the two of us like burst out laughing, like crying, laughing. And we could both feel this like, oh my God, like we shouldn't be doing this. But it was this uncontrollable. But I'll tell you, it helped so much.
That was your mom's DNA. That was a buildup of emotions that came out in laughter.
But it actually gives me a sense of peace to hear you say it's coming from the same place in your brain, because I have held on to that memory for a while, thinking like, what a wrong or weird thing for us to have done. But we both knew it wasn't out of meanness. It was just out of fatigue or emotion. It's
you wouldn't
just
have done
emotion.
it with any other person other than your brother, who's your
going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So there's some therapy in that too.
I think there is,
Yeah.
I mean, there is laughter yoga.
Yes, I've seen that.
That you go and you laugh. And
how do they make you laugh?
You have a brother? Do you have a brother?
I have two brothers. Yeah.
So close in age, or you grew up together?
Pretty close, yeah.
So did you ever just start laughing together and you can't stop, and then you don't know what you're laughing about? Because it's contagious. Laughter is contagious.
Sure.
But sometimes you have to put the effort to laugh.
Yeah. Do you have any tips or ideas for people to integrate that into their life more?
Drop your friends that don't make you laugh and hang around more with
those who make you laugh. Go to the good dressing rooms, huh?
Pick a partner where laughter is part of their lives too.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was corner stores in North Sydney, and I would always go to the one where the dude, Bob, and Marge, his wife, would make us laugh, right? So you'd pick. So deal with people that are lighthearted, maybe, I guess. It's the Batherson family reunion starting in 2 days. And I have 3 sisters, 1 brother, their wives, husbands, kids. We get together, there's 30 of us, and my kids look forward to it every year. And there's no other cousins their age, and a lot of the cousins are, staggered, but I have a nephew who's like 35, and he doesn't miss it, right? And my niece, because there's laughter, it's a week of just having fun.
How fun!
So it's an adventure that we started, that we seek out every year, and we've created.
You do it
every
year?
Every year.
Yeah, nice.
We started. Was it 25 years ago? Maybe more.
How old are your kids?
Mine are 11. And Angus will be 14 tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So they have a lot of fun with their cousins and their aunts and uncles.
Yeah. Who are other brothers and sisters funny in your family?
They all are. My sister Bonnie is a hoot. She's kind of like has Phoebe vibes.
Okay.
She's hilarious. And I have some nieces and nephews that are my nephew Jordan can own the room if he wants to. He's shy too, but yeah, it's fun.
You've talked about hockey a few times during this chat. Is that still part of your life or something that you enjoy?
When my kids, before Angus was born, I was playing like 5 times a week. And then it dropped down to like once a week. And then when Maggie was born, I just kind of, and I travel too, so I have no business coming home on a Wednesday and saying,
Taking off.
By the way, yeah. So now I have more free time because I only have one job. And I have a lot more time with my family, so I'm going to probably find, there's a pickup game here out in, is it the Greenfoot, the old, what's the rink out here in Bedford, the new one, where Crosby and them play in the summer?
I don't know.
We have the St. Margaret's Bay Centre.
There's that one
around here. Yeah, there's a big new one in
the big one,
Bedford.
there's a skate there. I know some buddies. Actually from Bedeck. You don't know anybody from Bedeck, do you?
A couple people, I guess.
You could have been a kid on the Bedeck beach when I was a lifeguard there.
No, I never went to a Bedeck beach.
Okay.
Only Inverness beach.
That's true, yeah.
You say that like,
Well, yeah.
Cape Breton rivalries coming out
definitely.
here.
You got to stick to your beach.
They have a sandy, warm water ocean beach, and it's, the Bredor Lakes can't match that for beaches.
Yeah, Inverness all the way.
Yeah. Those are fighting words, buddy.
Yeah, allegiance.
West Mabel Beach is nice too.
Port Hood Beach is beautiful.
Yeah. I'd be scared to go to Port Hood Beach, so it's dangerous.
When you were a kid, it was like high schools against high schools.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I had my aunt and uncle live there, so I used to go. Actually, one of my favorite beaches of all time is the beach on Port Hood Island.
Oh, I've never been. No,
Chesapeake days.
Yeah.
On the last day, the Sunday, they all go out there. So my uncle's a fisherman, and we get on the boat, have little water balloon fights with the other boats.
Yeah.
Al McGuinness was on another boat. I remember gunning a water balloon at him. But then go to Port Hood Island Beach, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but that's.
I remember one of the first times that I went home to like meet the family in Inverness. Mike said, "Do you want to be in a boat parade?" And I thought, well, I think so.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. And so we were, and we just went down to the docks and hopped on the first boat that was there. I don't even know if you knew who.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Maybe you knew everybody.
Though, yeah.
But yeah, so we hopped on the back of the boat, and sure enough, we went out and everybody's waving to the people on shore.
The culture of
this was a date night in Cape Breton.
Fisherman's Picnic Day. It's every Tuesday of the Inverness Gathering. They have the boat. They call it the parade, but you just get on a boat and drive around, and then everyone gets drunk and eats lobster rolls.
Yeah.
It was great. I had a great time.
There might be a fight at the end of the night.
Chances are.
Yeah, there usually is.
Do you get home to Cape Breton much? I know you've got a gig coming up there
my
soon.
My parents are there. Yes, my parents are still home in North Sydney, so I try. There's a cool spot downtown North Sydney called the Cellar, and it's they took this old building, like century or older, and they dug out the basement. It's kind of like going into a Montreal cool cafe.
Yeah,
and it's a 50-seater, and they have like JP played there, and Dave Gunning, and so I usually play there when I'm home. Mm-hmm. It's a great spot. Just throwing it out to one of the town heroes, or maybe both the town heroes, or all the town heroes. You would be a town hero in Norton Innie.
Yeah.
I want to ask, because this is a relatively new adventure in your life, we always, of course, ask our guests about their idea of making it. And I wondered if you had pondered that, what making it might mean to you.
I thought about that prior to making the decision. Okay, making it for me, I mean, to have a career where you trying to make people laugh is just the best job ever, right? For me, I had to diversify, so I can do it in English and French. Okay, that opens up more doors. I can go to Montreal and do it in French, or I can go to Halifax and do it in English. Then I'm working on a lot of clean comedy, so I'm able to do schools. And in the French schools, there's cultural grants that you can apply for and visit a bunch of schools all over Canada, and even in the French immersion schools. So I did a show here in, is it Bayview, the new high school here?
Yeah.
Bayview. I was there last year.
Around the corner, yeah.
the day after they won the football championship or something. So it was good timing. So I'm able to access schools if I can do clean comedy, of course. Last night there was a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old at the open mic.
Yeah.
And there were 60-year-olds. And so that was a good challenge for me to omit all of the bad words. There's some Gaelic words, but and to add more physical comedy to make it more relatable or entertaining for the kids, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good practice for me last night. Yeah, in front of a bunch of strangers. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to know anybody, and go in there and try to make strangers laugh. So
yeah. So just the idea of bringing laughter is enough.
The bringing laughter and making enough money to support my family as well.
Yeah.
So, and because that's if not, I would never go back to working full time, but I could substitute teach and do maybe lean on more on the comedy and try to get some more festivals and apply for different festivals as well. It's kind of like music. You apply for the festivals and, and I need to work on networking and getting to know and hanging out in Halifax, because that's where, this hour 22 minutes is there, and the not the gatekeepers, that's an old word, but the important people for gigs. I think I get more in Moncton because that's where the agency is, and I can do it in French and English, but I like to do more in Halifax. That would be making it if I could travel less or less far. I went to Yukon this year. I'd rather go to Halifax. Although Whitehorse is beautiful, and I'm glad I got to check it out. It's so beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and good vibes there. Like everybody there is outdoorsy. I did a conference, a teachers conference for the whole territory, and the school where it was at, there were hundreds and hundreds of mountain bikes. So the teachers on their conference day would like that's what they're into up there. No one wore a suit. It was just so cool. Very artsy up there too. I'm not sure. Did you ever play up there? There's
never been up there.
Oh, you gotta go there. They got a nice conference center and theater and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they have a festival up there. It's just, you'd have to get into that festival to go, just 'cause otherwise it'd be too expensive.
Yes, yeah.
But
from Vancouver, it's a 2-hour flight, pretty quick, over the mountains, so it's beautiful. So if you had something in Vancouver, and the flights air north to Yukon are pretty cheap.
Okay.
So if you get something out west and you can add that on, it'd almost be worth it.
Does your family ever travel with you?
Sometimes, but my wife doesn't like to mix business with, because I never really have time to go to supper.
Yeah, you're not vacationing. You're working.
Yeah. And I
fair.
brought the kids, and with the kids, it's just they're better off at home. So
yeah.
But down the line, as the kids get older, I've been to some cool places. So she'd like to go. Montreal is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
Have you traveled there?
Yeah. We have. Yeah.
Oh, it's so
I love Montreal.
Old Montreal is. Yeah, you feel like you're in Europe sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this, this next chapter is already working well for you and taking you places and introduce you to new people and places.
Yeah,
so well done.
It's so fun, and even I get excited about open mics as much as any other gig. So it's the same thing, and plus I can sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
So I enjoy going to.
Yeah, we feel that too.
Togetherland.
Part of it is because we're maybe getting older, but just your priorities change a little bit. Like it used to be about the bigger and shinier thing, and the open mic's a good example of just being in that room and seeing, as you described, all ages, all walks of life, and
it's
being together and connected. Like that's
gem.
really special.
It's a gem. It's a hidden gem, and it's in a beautiful part of the world too, right? Oh,
yeah. Thank you.
Way to go.
Keep
it going.
Trying to get
Keep
people in
her
there.
I can bring my kids, my wife and my kids there.
Of course,
it's good,
of course, yeah. Is there? Let us know about some of your upcoming shows or where folks can discover your work.
I'm in Moncton. In Salisbury. Actually, it's run by the Hubcap Comedy Fest. So that's with.
That's where you pull off to get your cheap booze, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly. The big stop there.
Yeah,
out there somewhere. Doing the Cape Breton Comedy Fest. I'm the Wharf Rat Rally. Do you know about that?
In Digby.
We have been to that. Yeah.
So there's concerts 2 nights, and I got a contract to be the MC.
Great.
There. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And Minglewood is going to be there, my uncle, so that'll be cool to hang out with him. And I'm going to Ottawa in September. That's more of a corporate one.
Will Drake be playing by then?
Drake will be. They'll be there
Pre-season?
in September.
Yeah.
They'll be there in September. Yeah, it's kind of fun. His sister May, who played in the PWHL, we talked about that last night.
Yeah.
She just won the Walter Cup, which is the Stanley Cup for the PWHL, and she's the first Nova Scotian to.
That's amazing.
So proud of her.
And she's so low key, and it's those 2 kids worked really hard. To be there, and it's fun. It's fun. I sometimes talk about hockey if they're in the audience. So I'll have to do my hockey fight. I have a hockey fight bit.
Yeah.
We can do it with your song.
You can play the song in the background as you're doing the bit.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a bunch of schools in Newfoundland also in September. So it's starting to pick up for.
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I like that you've got sort of the clean approach. It makes it versatile and accessible and family friendly and
more and more clean. If I'm doing yuck yucks, I'm going to do the what people come to. It's more adult. It's not gross. It's more on It's not too gross, but I'm trying to do more and more clean because that's where the corporate gigs come.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we got to see you in action last night before sitting down to talk. I know we were going to do this experience before the open mic, but I think it worked out better this way. Now we've got to see you. Exactly.
You would have never seen anything funny.
Yeah, probably. It's super high energy. And it's funny because, you were kind of just sitting, get into character mode, like very high output, and then back to just being entertained and kind of off stage.
I'm a big music fan.
I could see that contrast in your personality.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. I'm more of a music fan than a comedy fan by far. So it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, great. Well, I'm so glad that you were there and here today.
Togetherland, everybody should check that out.
Check it out, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Hughie.
Nice
pleasure
to meet you,
chat
Mike and
to hang out and get to know you.
These guys are right on. Right on.
You too, buddy.
And I'm still pushing for the Bernie collab, so we'll talk after.
I'll have to have a Black Angus or something.
Well, thanks again. We can't wait to have you back, and cheers, everyone.
Cheers, folks.
Make It with Mike and Kristen is recorded and produced by Michael S. Ryan at Hot Jupiter Sounds.
Intro and outro music by me as well.
Cover art by Emily Rankin at Take Note Graphic Design, and photography by Candace Moore.
If you cool cats want to help us out, the best way to spread the word is by telling a friend about us. Tell your mom, tell all your buds. Word of mouth is still the best way to reach people. It's free for you and helps us immensely. And if you're into it, you can like and subscribe and all that stuff too.
Another way to support us is through our Patreon. We have a number of super fun tiers and perks like bonus content, handwritten postcards, creative coaching, and so much more. Find us at patreon.com/Mike and Kristen.
For the makers, the dreamers, and the figuring it outers, have fun trying to make it out there, friends.